Hello, welcome back to Saving in Style. Today's episode is going to be all about like simplicity. I wanted to create basically like a meal prep, simple meals edition. I'm prepping for this baby to come in a few days and it has been crazy. I've been like cleaning up a storm. I'm currently sitting on my floor organizing some papers. So I wanted to share with you what I'm doing for some simple dinner and meal ideas, basically like a meal prep style that I plan on utilizing, especially after baby is here. This is going to be not a lot of chopping because I know a lot of people were like, you do so much chopping, in your videos. And I'm like, well, it is a lot of chopping. I mean, there's easier ways to chop your veggies. But anyway, so basically I just took snippets of what I'm doing and I am going to share them here with you. I'm doing this basically because of the inflation and cost in money for produce and groceries in itself. I am going to be sharing a grocery haul that I recently got, and it shows just a glimpse of the inflation. And also, I do have WIC, so I want to share with all those people out there that are utilizing WIC other ways they can utilize WIC and things that I found to balance out your budget. So here we go. I'm just doing some quick meal prepping and I want to get some smoothie stuff ready for after baby comes. So what I'm going to do is put a smaller banana into my blender, and I went ahead and froze coconut milk into cubes. So I'm going to add about 3 of those in here. I used Vita Coco coconut water with pineapple. I think I'm going to actually use this along with some yogurt to freeze in these trays, so that way I don't have to do that later. Instead of using the actual cubes, the cubes I will save for later for other smoothies or just with water in general, but that's supposed to help you with breast milk production. So I'm going to get some of this blended up and I will show you what is going to go in these trays. Okay, I don't know if that's going to be enough liquid, so I think I'm going to add some cubes for sure. JK, I actually have another one. I wasn't going to open this until later, but I think now is a good time to just prep it all anyway. So I think I'm going to do maybe another cup of this and then put this in the fridge for a little while and then do the rest of the trays on a later date. That's about 2 to 3 cups of coconut milk, and I'm gonna just pour some I know this doesn't look appetizing, but I'm gonna pour some yogurt, some light yogurt in there, and that looks about almost half. Go ahead and blend it up. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the trays. I honestly have these are smaller, on the smaller side, and these ones are a little bit deeper, so I think I'm going to start with the deep ones first to see how much I can get rid of, and then go ahead and freeze as much as possible. Okay, that actually made quite a bit, and I'm really shocked by that. So I'm just going to go ahead and freeze this overnight and then put it in similar baggies to this, so that way I can use this for a smoothie. But now you have protein, you have some banana in there, and you also have some coconut milk or water, sorry. And this is kind of the carb suggestion on there. It is so good. I tried some of it. I don't even know. It reminds me of like banana bread.
Next up, I will be meal prepping some chicken into the crock pot. This is something that I do actually once a week, and you'll see later I mix that with some veggies and as well as some rice, and you can use beef as well and do it that way. Save some beef and throw that in with some rice and veggies. But What I do when I prep it before it goes into the crock pot is trim off the fat, cut in half, if not in cubes as well, and just throw it in the crock pot. I will season it once I get all of the chicken in there and just kind of mix it. I forgot to spray it. I usually like to spray it because otherwise all the chicken will stick. Sometimes I do as well add a little bit of broth in there, and then save the chicken juices for another dish. And that's a good way to utilize like as much of your produce and your chicken drippings and things, to save some money as well. I try to fill up the crock pot as much as I can because chicken does tend to shrink a little bit once it is cooked. So you don't want to have a crock pot of chicken and then it turns out to be like a third of a crock pot of chicken when you're hoping for a bunch of chicken. So that is what I do here. And then I do want to add some bacon on top for just a little bit of a added flavor, and I love the taste of chicken and bacon together. I don't know about you guys, but here I am just adding the seasoning. Like I said, I do love to use parsley, a little bit of garlic, and some onion powder on most things. You'll see that a lot in a lot of my recipes. And I will keep this on low for about 3 to 6 hours, and it just shreds up so easily, and it is easy to clean up afterwards with that liner in it as well. I also am here adding some bacon ends that a friend gave me that they got locally, and nothing beats local farm raised beef and chicken. So if you're able to have access to that, I definitely recommend that as well. Next, you'll be seeing me make some simple rice. I highly recommend, if you have a Costco, definitely grab a 25-pound bag of rice. This was like $16, $17 like a year ago. Highly recommend, especially if you have a bigger family. One thing, definitely rinse your rice at least 2 to 3 times before you start cooking it as well. Make sure you're giving the rice a little scrub with your fingers each time you do rinse it. It's not going to be perfectly crystal clear water, but it definitely does help cook the rice more thoroughly, and it tastes a lot better. I promise you this. We will come back to the rice later after this next recipe. I wanted to share with you, this was my inspiration. Lean Cuisine, they were like $3 to $4 for this small little thing, but you can make something similar at home. All you need for this recipe is very basic ingredients that you probably already have.
This next meal is super simple. It is a mini pizza hack. So all you need is just some tortillas. I like to use low carb, but if you need some carbs for your kids, just plain tortillas is fine. I am showing you the versatility in cheeses. If you only have string cheese, use string cheese. I know a lot of parents have string cheese for their kids, for snacks, for school. Some people only have like these bricks of mozzarella. Grate them so that way you can have them to use if you want. Even if you chop these up and put them on there after you put your sauce on there, it still works. It all melts the same. So you can do like a cheese pizza. I have some beef here. I'm going to throw on one just to demonstrate how easy it is. And if you want to throw on some veggies, some peppers, some mushrooms, etc., I like to throw a little bit of spinach on there too. It is a super simple lunch idea for your kids, and they can be actively involved in making these and have some fun while doing it. One thing I would highly recommend while getting beef ready, especially for this pizza hack, think versatility. So if you want to use it for meal prep later on, you can, or with another ingredient such as like pasta or something super simple. That way you don't have to hurry up and make more ground beef. Make it all at once and then just save it in a container. Super simple, no mess, no fuss, and that way you can use it for multiple different things and you don't have to cook it again and again and again. Save yourself some time and cook ahead of time. I'm just using some of my leftover pasta sauce. I'm not a big fan of pasta sauce, so I did one with a lot for those that really like that saucy flavor. And I'm just gonna do a little bit on this. You know, we always have some spaghetti sauce left over, especially when you don't want to use that huge ginormous jar. This is a great option to utilize what you have left over. I chopped up some mushrooms and I'm just gonna go ahead and lay some spinach on top as well. I like to lay this spinach kind of evenly throughout. And you know what? I was kind of hesitant about doing this when I first started doing this in high school for a pizza when we didn't have pizza in our house, because you know, I wasn't quite sure how the spinach would turn out and I was just craving, you know, all sorts of things. You know how it is when you're in school. You're like, I don't know what to eat. I'm starving after school. Well, this kind of adds like a little creative flair for the kids at home. It actually tastes amazing. So give it a try. Have everybody try out different ones or slice it up and we all try different ones. My sister and I love this idea, but I lay the spinach first. Then I'm going to lay some of the beef and cheese, and then we can pop this in the oven. If you're looking to save a little bit of money, try to reach out to a local farmer or a friend to see if they have a beef or a quarter of a cow. It's going to save you so much money in the long run if you can spend a little bit more money up front. We have not bought any beef since fall. And with the rising prices, it is a perfect time to hurry up and buy one with your friends so that way you can beat the inflation. So that way you can beat the inflation and you can save yourself some money over time. Okay, I went ahead and added my cheese to the top. In the effort of saving money, I want to clarify, you do not have to buy a quarter of a cow. You can stockpile when things go on sale, etc. But from what we have found, it is a lot more cost effective, really, with all the rising prices, to buy a quarter of a cow and find a friend that you can go in on with, so that way you can cut out the cost, or ask around, because your friend might know, you know, a family member, a cousin, and they can cut out half the cost, you know, and buy it at cost, or cut out, you know, some of the other expenses that go along with it, instead of, you know, paying for $5 to $6, even more per pound. You can pay like $2 less. Actually, that is how it is in our area, so that's why we do it that way. But I just wanted to clarify so that way y'all can think that over. I did go ahead prior to making the pizza and preheated the oven to 350. And this you kind of want to just eyeball about 5 to 10 minutes. Rice is all done. I'm going to go ahead and add these to my containers with some leftover beef that I have here, and some with chicken and a little bit of veggie. Yum. They're all done. I like to just let them sit here on the pan for a little bit to cool down, stiffen up the crust just a little bit more, and that way makes it a little bit easier to cut when you're cutting it. I don't recommend cutting it on the pan. If you can, take it off and cut it on your plate. Use a pizza cutter, whatever you have on hand, and make it a little bit easier for yourself. I just want to know, it's officially that time where everything falls on the bump. All right, you guys, that was it. I hope this gave you some inspiration to help get you motivated to meal prep and save some money. If you have any more ideas for me, please let me know in the comments below. I will be adding another meal prep protein series to number two, and I will list number one below as well. I hope this gave you some inspo. It was kind of short and sweet because I wanted it to really show that you can get things done in a timely manner. It is harder when obviously you have kids, so I wanted to kind of show you different ways you can cook things ahead of time and kind of build recipes upon that. Once I do like full meal prep videos, I will be sharing that series as well, and that will be in a certain playlist. I gained quite a bit of baby weight, so I want to kind of get back to a more comfortable size for myself and feel more confident and healthy as well post baby and get that natural energy back. So I will be posting my journey with that as well and how things go with baby. I do have a vlog. Um, what is it called? I do have a vlog as well that I will link below. I just started it. It is more of my personal life and what I've currently going on. I would love for you to subscribe to that, but if that's not your thing, don't feel like you need to. But I just want to list it below so that way you know what's going on in my life and kind of my journey. I will take you on some of the other things. All my shorts will be there as well, that do not pertain to just cooking alone. So if you want to see some skincare, some try on hauls, some, baby hauls, some grocery hauls, etc., more things that don't have to do with cooking, I will be putting it over there. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you guys soon.